Hi guys, Mark here for keto-kitchen-collection.com, and today's video is about the top 5 keto diet killers that will ensure that you fail on your keto diet. So listen closely. These are the top 5 things that will kill your keto diet results based on my own experiences and things that I've seen personally, and also from the experiences of people I've spoken to and read about online. So listen up. They're not necessarily in the order of the worst to the least worst. It's just the top 5. So either one of these may affect you more than the others. So listen closely. Number 1, eating too much. What if you eat too much on the keto diet? Can you eat too much on the keto diet? Absolutely, you can eat too much on the keto diet. A lot of people, and I guess myself included when I started doing keto, sort of felt that it had this mythical, magical ability to just melt fat off regardless of what you ate. Of course, with no carbohydrates in the diet, but it's like it was as if you could eat as much of anything that you wanted to and the weight would still come off, which isn't actually the case. Let's take that to an extreme example. Let's say you have the totally keto approved foods of bacon and butter. Now, if this table right here was loaded up with big bowls full of just butter drenched bacon, like I'm talking big bowls. There's about 16 of them all on this table. There's kilos and kilos and kilos and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of butter-drenched bacon. If you spend all day just consuming these, it would probably take you all day, and you eat all that bacon, the pounds and pounds and pounds of bacon just drenched in butter, and you suck it all down in a day, and you do that every day for a week, and you do that every week for an entire month, that is so much food. Even if you're on keto, it has to go somewhere. It's going to get pushed into your fat stores, ultimately. You'll burn some of it, for sure, but you can gain weight on a keto diet. How do you stop doing that? The most thorough and way that you have the most control is to simply keep a log of the food that you eat, and then you can count the total amount of calories that's in that food. There is a little bit of a learning curve to that. Early on, it can be a little bit of a hassle, but ultimately, it will be probably the main thing that will stop you gaining weight on a keto diet. If people have ever gained weight, and I see them, complaining about it, querying about it, oh, I can't lose weight, or I'm gaining weight, what's going on? More often than not, practically every single time, it's because they weren't tracking their food intake. And you don't need to do that all the time. You can just do it for a week, maybe 2. By that time, you'll know what you're eating, you'll know the food you're getting in, you can just eyeball it after that. Okay, so, and if you do find you're not losing weight or you're gaining weight with the amount of food you're eating, just dial back the amount of food you're eating, make the portions smaller. It's as simple as that. You can still eat the same things, just make the portions smaller. In some way, shape or form, the way to combat eating too much and gaining weight on a keto diet is to track the food so that you can make adjustments and you can be in total control. All right, keto diet killer number 2. This is an interesting one. Eating too little. Can you even eat too little on a diet? Well, yeah, you can. I mean, if you ate nothing, eventually you die, and that's not going to be conducive to, well, it'll be real conducive to losing weight, but it's not conducive to, getting quality of life and living a long time. So if you eat too little, your metabolism will slow right down. You'll get lethargic. You'll start to feel like you don't have as much motivation. You may even find, even on a keto diet that does dent your hunger quite significantly, you may find the hunger really starts to become an issue, which then can trigger you to cheat on your diet. Okay, if you're feeling like crap on the keto diet for any reason, that's going to be more of a reason that you will cheat on the diet, and you absolutely want to avoid that. How do you know if you're eating too little? Well, you'll feel lethargic, you'll feel unmotivated, you might have a slightly depressive effect on your mood. Chances are, as your metabolism drops because you're eating so little, your weight loss will stop. Your weight loss will plateau. Your body puts you into survival mode. It thinks you're starving yourself, and your weight loss will basically come to a halt. If you cut calories even more, those symptoms are going to get worse, even if you do start to lose a little bit of weight again. But it's just going to snowball. So you want to avoid just endlessly cutting calories. If anything, you want to increase the calories from there, get your metabolism firing again, and then slowly decrease the calories as you see fit. So it's a bit of a juggling act, but at the end of the day, on average, and this is very average, very general, a woman, on average, needs around 2,000 calories a day, a man about 2,300 to 2,500 calories a day, in order to maintain body weight for an average human being. Completely general, completely average. I understand all of you guys will be a little bit different. If you go down, if you halve the calories for most people down to 1,000, you're going to have problems where your metabolism gets too slow. If you drop the calories, say 30%, even go 20% from average, so for a woman, you could go down to, say, even call it 1,700 calories. 30% is probably too much now that I think about it. If you go down 15%, down to 1,700 calories. For a guy, if you go down to 2,000 calories, and just test it out, see how it goes. If you're tracking your food, you'll be able to make adjustments very, very, very easily dependent on what your weight's actually doing. All right, keto killer number 3, having too many carbohydrates. A lot of the time, I see people getting online saying, I'm still feeling really terrible on the keto diet. I'm getting all these cravings. All I want to do is eat ice cream and chocolate and biscuits, and my weight loss isn't really moving. What's going wrong? A lot of the time, people will ask them, how many carbohydrates are you eating in a day? And they'll either respond with, I don't know, or they'll have a guess and they'll list the food they're eating and they're getting a lot more than they think, or they'll go and count them up and realize that they are eating quite a lot of carbohydrates, maybe 50, 60, 70 grams per day, even more, and thinking that that's acceptable for being in ketosis. And for the new keto goer, no, it's not really. You want to be, or at least for me, I need to be 20 grams of carbohydrates a day to get into ketosis and to feel the best in ketosis once I'm there. For you guys, you're probably not going to be a whole lot different to me. So I would recommend going on 20 grams of carbs a day to get into ketosis, and then just see how you go. You might want to bump them up bit by bit as you go. But how are you going to be able to check how many grams of carbs you're getting in? You've got to spend at least a week just tracking the food you eat again. I know I keep coming back to this, and I know there's a lot of people out there, some of them who are, self-professed keto gurus, and they've got a whole bunch of followers, and they say never count calories and don't track your food. That's like trying to get somewhere in a different city you don't know in a car that's you have no map, and someone gives you an address and says, good luck. If you don't know what you're putting into your body, well, good luck diagnosing any problems. If you just track your food for a week, count the carbs, count the calories, just for a week, you will have 90% of everything covered that you need to know about adjusting what you eat to get the results you want. Okay, so where are we? Number four, keto killer number 4, failure to pre-prepare meals. And this was a problem that I had. You get back from a long day's work, you get back from school, your kids are hassling you, you've got housework you have to do, you've got stuff to do around the home, you've got to go out and run errands. The last thing that I would feel like doing in that sort of scenario is cooking up a big keto meal. It's not going to happen. And if things get too hard, well, I was going to say for me, I suppose for everyone, if things just get too hard and too complicated and too onerous, you're not going to do it. I know I don't do it. I wouldn't cook those keto meals. So what I did was I had to start pre-preparing any keto meal that I could, even for 2-3 days in advance. I'd cook up a bunch of different things just in one go, be it on a Sunday afternoon or maybe a midweek through midweek in the evening. Cook up a bunch of keto meals, which will keep me good to go for a good 3 days until I can cook again. And then I just have to basically cook twice a week, and that's fine. If I didn't do that and I had to prepare meals just on the fly 2 or 3 times a day, every day of every week, it just got too much, and it would really make me want to cheat and just grab the cereal and have just the world's biggest bowl of cereal and go on a massive big sugar high and fall into a carb coma, because that's not having the keto meals pre-prepared. That's the sort of feeling that I kept getting when I thought, I've got to spend half an hour cooking a keto meal. So pre-prepare your meals, guys. It's going to make avoiding cheating on your diet so much easier, and that for me was probably one of the biggest keto diet killers that I had a challenge with. Keto diet killer number 5. Don't overcomplicate the food. A lot of you guys out there will absolutely love being in the kitchen. Some of you can just stay in the kitchen all day, every day, making these fantastic meals, keto meals, any kind of meals. You just love working with food. Some of us, me included, I just don't like cooking. I don't necessarily hate it, but for me it's a bit of a chore. I'll do it if and when I have to. Not sure if she's in camera, but we've got a little chicken just here. If you can hear the chicken, apologies for that. That's Charlotte again, who you saw in a previous video. For me, I wouldn't get super complicated with the meals that I would make. I would keep it so simple that some of my meals would be a tin of canned tuna, just a plain old tin of canned tuna, and I would take shots or like drinks of either macadamia nut oil, or coconut oil. It was super simple. I didn't even have to refrigerate it. It was so uncomplicated. It was kind of ridiculous, and it sort of makes me think, well, if I have that 2 or 3 times a day, is that really, am I doing keto, being that simple and basic with it? Yeah, because for me, complicating things more than that, again, if I'm not going to do it because it's too complicated and it's too onerous, well, I'm not going to do it, and then I'm going to fail in the keto diet. So for me, that was also something else that kind of tied in with pre-preparing the meals. I'd make sure that I dedicated some time and I said, I'm going to make basic keto meals so I don't have to cook longer than I need to. And also on top of that, any keto meals that I had or that I needed that weren't pre-prepared, I figured out things that were very basic. Now, if you want to get some ideas on basic keto meals that you can just cook easily and you can pre-prepare and stack in the fridge for the next few days, if you go to the keto-collection.com website, there's a dynamic keto meal plan available there. It's a membership-based meal plan. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you a cent. You just go there, sign up, and you'll get access to that. It's just been launched. It's always growing, so check it out. Really would love some feedback on that too. So just to recap, the top 5 keto diet killers that will probably ensure that you have a hard time on a keto diet is eating too much, eating too little. Number 3, too many carbohydrates, and you can fix all those by just tracking what you eat for 1 week, guys, just 1 week. Just put in those hard yards. It's not even hard yards. It's just a bit of hassle. Guys, just do it for 1 week. You'll be 90% of the way up the learning curve, and you'll be able to tick those 3 challenges off, and you'll own them. You'll be able to just not even have to worry about them after that. Killer number 4, failure to pre-prepare meals. And number 5, don't overcomplicate the food. Those two kind of go hand in hand to some degree. So those are the top 5 keto diet killers that will give you the most challenges. So take heed of those. Thanks, guys, for watching all the way through. If you do have any questions, then please let me know. There's a link below where you can go straight to my website and submit your question. And if you'd like, I can put your question into a video just like this one. Otherwise, you can join the conversation in the comments below. Thanks for watching all the way through. My name's Mark from keto-collection.com, and I'll see you guys on the next one.